Hi guys, thanks again for tuning in. I got a couple custom knives up here on the desk, and it's going to be an overview of a new knife, but I wanted to show off some of my crazier or more intricate handle designs just because it's going to fit in with the new knife I'm about to show you. First is the Brad Blunt JBB Knives Predator, which has the signature Predator pattern with satin flats. Still one of my favorite and most comfortable EDC knives to carry. I think it's beautiful. Look at that when it's closed. Trying to convince Brad to get me an arrestor. We'll see how far that goes. Next up is my Burnley Anso collaboration, the Zeta. So you can see here we got the Mokume inlay, which is kind of crazy. Everything else is pretty plain Jane, pretty great. But that Mokume sunburst is pretty awesome. Still in love with it. Whew, almost cut my finger off. Next up we have the Jake Hoback one-off Quayback lefty. Used to be Aaron practically every days. Great flipper. Great workmanship on the handle here. The fallout treatment, as Aaron likes to call it. Next up is one of my fancier ones, the Olamic Cutlery or Olamic Bravado in two-tone C-Tech. We've got the Matrix C-Tech bolster with the white C-Tech handle, and if we turn it over, it's reversed and it's also contoured, which makes for a great ergonomic handle, and also a great looker. I mean, in the sunlight, this thing is amazing to look at. It's also a pretty big knife. 4-inch blade, pretty wide, great grinds, super smooth. Which brings us to the latest custom knife in my collection. Start off here. Some of you knife nuts will already know just by the sound or by reading the title. You can see here it's got the hole. There's a maker's mark. You already know it's a Dalibor Bergam. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm sorry, Dalibor, but it is Dalibor Knives Regulus in his signature sculpted pattern handle with his bronze treatment or anodizing treatment. It's mostly bronze, but as you can see as I move around, it changes colors from a blue to a purple. It's just a beautiful knife. Let me close this up. And the anodizing goes throughout. You can see it on the sides here. On the custom clip, look how deep that blue is. It's beautiful. Fell in love with it. Jim Skelton had actually posted it up on Instagram, saying that he was looking to buy it, and Steve, the guy who he was going to buy it from, actually let him play with it before he bought it, which is great. And I had kind of made a comment to Jim, saying that, you know, oh, this is such a good knife. I'm on his books. I'm just waiting for it to come in. Got 15 months. And Jim said, hey, if I end up buying it, I'll let you play with it for a week, you know, and just to experience it. And I was already grateful. I practically dropped my phone when I saw that it just wasn't Jim's thing. And I mean, I can see that. And he decided he wasn't going to buy it, and so I shot Jim an email just asking him to put me in contact with the seller, and he did. And a couple days later, this was at my doorstep. And this is definitely my kind of thing. As you can tell here by some of my overbuilt knives, the Regulus does fit into my collection pretty well. And it's really just the beauty of the knife. The workmanship that Dalibor put into his knives is just, it's amazing, and you can see it. I have a, what is it, a Draco on order with him right now, and everybody says that like there's a break-in period, and I'm pretty sure Steve has already gone through that because this knife is smooth. Let's see if I can deploy it here. That's just a thumb flick. Moving a 22.22 inch 3V blade. This is a heavy blade, but it's so smooth that it flicks out. Let's see if I can do it on camera here, but I'm gonna try to do the spider flick. I can spider flick it. That's how smooth it is. It's a 4-inch blade, which makes it one of my bigger flippers. Let's move these out of the way. Let's do some size comparisons. Let's do the Quayback first, which I believe has a 3 3/4 inch blade. You can see here, pretty much on par what we would expect. It's about a 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch bigger. The one that'll be interesting to see is going to be with the Bravado, which has a 4-inch blade also. The Bravado currently is my largest knife ever since I sold my Division flipper. And the Bravado definitely has a longer handle, which gives us the 1/4 inch extra length on the tip here. Because when they're butt to butt, the tips don't match up. But if I do the pivots, they're pretty much the same. 4-inch blade. Now let's get a little bit closer into the knife and take a look at Dalibor's work. Just gonna hold at an angle here because I have a light off to the side. Just wanting to focus on the Zeta, which I don't blame it. It's a beautiful knife. Alright, sorry for the shaking. So the contouring is all done by hand. It's got his new pivot, which is a beefy flathead pivot. Makes it easy to adjust. Not that I've had to. Let's look on the other side. It's got a hand sculpted pocket clip, which also acts as an over travel stop. Let's go ahead and open this up. You can see here, lockup is about 25 to 30%. It's got some bronzed titanium standoffs here. And you can see how the pocket clip kind of acts as a over travel stop. Just prevents me from opening it anymore, which is great. Not that it needs it, because this lock bar is pretty dang strong, but it's easy to disengage. Let's look at centering here. Favors the presentation side just a little bit, but as you know, I'm not a stickler for that as much, so long as it doesn't touch, which it doesn't. You can see there. It has some pretty aggressive jimping. It just locks your hand in place and does not move. You can see the fat or the meat of my thumb just goes into the crevices and does not move. He does have a forward finger choil here, which allows me to choke up on it, which is my favorite. I think it's the most comfortable when it comes to the ergonomics. It's really comfortable when you choke up. That's what he said to her, I guess. Reverse grip, pretty much the same. It's really comfortable. Dalibor's added some jimping up here. And I took a quick picture for Instagram and just kind of stabbed it to a fence, and the Tanto point definitely helped puncture and penetrate the fence. Now, one of the things that I noticed here is the etching. It's a little uneven right here, which I don't know if that's the way it came or if something happened to it, but I think it adds a little, it's like a battle scar almost. Look how much purple's coming through right now. That's awesome. I think for my Draco, or yeah, I have a Draco on order. I'm gonna see if he can bring out more of the purple to it. Now that this one is mostly bronze, I want to see if Dalibor can get some purple in there. Overall, guys, I'm really happy that I was able to pick this up. Gets me even more excited for my next Dalibor knife. Check it out, guys. He has his Instagram. I'll post it in the description box down below. I'm not sure what exactly it is. And check out his website too. I'll post that too. Aaron did some photography on some of Dalibor's models, and just some beautiful pictures. I'm gonna try to take some later tonight. We'll see how that goes. But it's an awesome knife, beautiful blade. Just very lucky to have it in my collection. Thanks guys for watching. Have a good night. Bye.